Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 221 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
As Kaz was talking us in there, I had to double check the podcast number real quick of what we're on because
I'm glad you pay attention to that because that never crosses my mind.
I usually have a running number in my head, but it's always like, am I one too high or one too low? It's always double checking whether I'm within about one.
So did you say what the number was?
221.
Okay, see, my brain even just completely goes over that part.
Yeah, this is 221.
221. Wow, it's getting up there.
It is getting up there.
Guess we'll just have to call it quits soon.
We got a lot of good stuff planned for this episode, though, so we can't quit just yet.
Not yet.
But first, before we get into all that good stuff, I've got even better stuff, our sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Make sure to use our discount code MASS, M-A-S-S, in all caps. That'll save you 5% off any training or nutrition membership for the life of your membership. Visit hybridperformancemethod.com. This show is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Make sure to check them out at spud-inc-straps.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners, of course, can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code MASS20 at checkout. And this episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Capps set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house, had the best knurling, and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, Massenomics, national, international, world powerlifting records have been set and continue to be set and broken on the legendary Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. There's the sponsors. We'll hear again from them later. Man, we've got a lot of stuff this episode.
We actually do. Once we sat down and thought about it, there was...
Trying to figure out how to cram everything in.
There's a surprising amount to cover. But with the amount of work we have to go through, before we get too far, we do need something refreshing to sip on here.
If we have any hope of trying to get through everything we've got on our itinerary today, we have to sip on something refreshing.
And I knew we'd be so busy that we wouldn't have time.
It's hot.
That can koozie locks in the heat.
Is that fresh out of the oven?
We don't even have time to guess the flavor because there's just not enough time. But this is, once again, cherry goodness.
What's in that can?
I really enjoyed this week. Someone had the... Oh, was it you? Was it you? It's about done.
Yeah.
And it was taking the LaCroix out of the oven.
To be fair, someone just prior to that DM'd me a photo of their LaCroix in the oven, and I was like, but they didn't I would have shared it if they posted it, but so I was like, I'll just make a little video.
I actually laughed out loud at it, watched it like several times. I'm like, oh, that's so funny that someone did that, and then I realized it was you.
Could you tell that I was kind of like, how you would take something out of the
like
oven
a hot
and
potato?
Juggle it a little bit. I love a piping hot LaCroix.
Oh yeah. Just a certain level of refreshment that nothing else can hit.
I like describing LaCroix on all the different gamut, like the whole spectrum of temperatures, like whether it's room temperature to hot to anywhere in between there, or maybe even...
Well, the temperature is a very key part of the drinking experience with a sparkling water.
Yep.
That's got to be part of it.
Yeah. So we are going to have a guest on the show today, but bringing that back for the first time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. Yeah.
So that's exciting, and it's going to be Thomas Davis, big TD Smash, who just competed in the bench competition this weekend. So that's cool. We're going to talk to him, but you've got to wait. You've got to sit through us talking about.
You got to deal with us for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the way the
It's like you got to have your dinner before you get dessert.
That's right. You don't want to spoil your appetite.
No, it can't spoil anything here. Oh, what do we got on? What else do we want to start with? I mean, we just got so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin.
One thing before I forget, I'm wearing the Jefferson deadlift shirt today. If you're watching on YouTube, we're back in video at starting last episode.
I'm wearing the 8-bit
powerlifting shirt.
If you're also not watching on YouTube, you should get one of these or go look at it at the very least.
At the very least. I'll also just stay tuned on a whole boatload of new stuff we got coming. That's all really cool. But back to the Jefferson deadlift shirt. These are going to be on sale. This podcast comes out the week leading up to the 4th of July. These are going to be on sale for $17.76, $17.76, along with the Jefferson Deadlift League shirt. They're both on sale for $17.76 from, I'm just making this up as I speak, from July 1st through July 4th, or the weekend of July 4th. So it'll be July 1st through July 5th.
I like it.
That'll give you about 4 or 5 days to snag one of the Jefferson shirts at about as cheap a price as you're ever going to get a shirt.
Yeah, that shirt doesn't go. None of our shirts really go on sale often. And last time this one went on sale was last year at this time. So.
Yeah. And the other one that we're going to have are we going to have that one on sale at the same point in time? The Bench and 315. I mean, I guess I said it now.
I think
okay,
so. Yeah. Might as well. Even if we weren't, you said it.
Yeah,
so
it has to be true now. So that one won't be $17.76, but it is also going to be on sale. No code needed. So another chance to get another one of our fine shirts at a discounted price. So watch out for those.
So get on it. Well, now that we got that public service announcement out of the way,
the important stuff, our own ads.
Yeah. First on the list here, Tanner. Just looking it over. Do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about that deadlift competition, or is that getting too into lifting right away?
Well, that might be too into lifting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe we got to ease into that part.
We always like to ease into the lifting.
Should we talk about a certain topic regarding our apparel?
Yes, we have a pretty. I don't know how you describe this subject, but it's less of a joke than our typical subjects.
I would use the words borderline legal.
Yes. I guess at the end of the day, to jump to the end of it, we now there's a design that we used to carry that we're no longer going to carry in our store in anything, whether it's a shirt, tank top, banner,
sticker, anything.
Yeah, you won't see it in anything. And it was the Yeah Buddy lightweight design. It was a popular design for quite a while, but that is not going to be around anymore.
Yeah, and it
is not around anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not even not going to be. It hasn't been.
Yes.
And we've had quite a few people actually asking where it went.
Yeah.
People did like it.
We were debating even just if we would explain this or not, but it's probably simpler just to explain this quickly, so and we don't have
if you are actually a hardcore Massenomics fan, you
want to know,
keep up on things. You probably are wondering what's going on. So, we got a cease and desist letter from, of all places, Ronnie Coleman's lawyers.
Yep.
And surprisingly enough, Ronnie Coleman owns the phrase "Yeah, buddy."
Yes, it is trademarked. That is his mark.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, buddy.
We did not know that.
No.
And what we do, we always do parody. We're doing something of parody, but we also don't like to just straight up rip things off.
Right.
And so they sent us a cease and desist, just saying, Ronnie owns this, and so under that he has certain legal protections and rights.
Right.
And basically told us that we should take those items down, and we don't want to eat into Ronnie's livelihood, especially when it's something that he does straight up own the rights to.
He thought it could be negatively affecting him, whether his image or actually dollars or, something at the end of the day that he didn't like it, I would say. And that was okay. We complied with that immediately. We said we totally understand.
Yeah, and we completely respect that. If anything, if someone does actually own something and we're infringing on that thing, we don't want to be just ripping stuff off. So, so we took it down. So with that removed, there is no more trace of the "Yeah, buddy." So,
and I talked to one of his lawyers, and they were very understanding. They were easy to work with. I mean, shouldn't be hard to work with. We were doing exactly what what was asking to be done. So that kind of makes that a smoother conversation to begin with. But they understood, that it's not the first time that this has ever come up for them. And they were happy that we were complying with what they were asking of us to do. And
Yeah, I guess
so it's not like a big dramatic thing.
No,
it's
and
just,
it's not huge for us either. It's like something to be aware of and something to change. And we have like no animosity towards Ronnie Coleman at all. Like we completely respect that he has to make a living off of the stuff that he has carved out for himself. And probably the bigger shock to us was just that someone owns the phrase, "Yeah, buddy." Like I didn't know that was possible. And I don't even know how you actually check those things. I don't know where you do that.
I think that's difficult. I think that's why there's a lot of attorneys that make their money off of stuff like that.
It's because, kind of like the gatekeeping thing where...
And it is, we have parodies, and it's certainly, even in that case, we probably have some sort of an argument that it's parody, but we don't even want to make that argument. If they're asking us not to do it, we say, okay, we won't do it.
I don't think that's a win for anyone.
No, I mean, exactly.
Whether we decided to go to court or he did, and we go through this whole thing, to have people spend a bunch of time and money to come out and then just like, however that decision gets made, I guess to me that doesn't feel like a win for anyone really.
So I would say to go even above and beyond, our recommendation would be go to Ronnie's site. I don't know what it is. If you just Google Ronnie Coleman, it's going to come up. And he does sell a pre-workout that's called Yeah Buddy. So go buy some of that. You can go support Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
So do our part to even further make up for any.
So do you think, Tanner, what started this, was it the Ronnie Coleman car alarm meme that kicked this whole thing off?
That's a bit of a hypothesis, but based on some based on some of the context of what came about it and the timing and everything like that, I do think that that's
a probably good educated guess,
because that meme was like the day prior, and it was relative to how our post go went really well. And Ronnie's account got tagged in it several times. Funny that's kind of the catalyst. That meme was the thing where it's like,
and it was a funny meme.
Yeah,
like, I laughed. Yes. I didn't know you made that one, and I had to text you immediately. I'm like, I actually laughed out loud at that one. It was really funny.
The extreme irony probably of the whole thing is that this comes on the heels of episode 220, in which we discuss Ronnie Coleman,
on the Joe Rogan podcast. And we hadn't talked about him for a long time.
And we discussed, someone else brought it to my attention. We discussed quite a bit about how fun it would be to, how good of a guy Ronnie seems like, and how fun it would be to meet him someday.
Yeah. Which I still feel the same way.
Exactly. I'd like to ask, be like, how, are you aware of the?
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious if he even knows. I have a feeling he doesn't. Like, he's got a big enough team around him that they're like, "Nah, we watch this."
Right, and that doesn't change my feelings over anything. But I'm just purely curious, if he even saw a picture, if anyone even showed him a picture of it or anything. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't like it."
Yeah, so that is why you will no longer see any Yeah Buddy items. But do not be afraid. We have lots and lots of new stuff planned coming in July. July is going to be a fun month for Massenomics.
We do have a lot of new things coming too, and
different,
yes, different than our past. I don't know that we've altogether switched all the gears and we're like, it's not like it's a different company now or anything like that, but it's just some really cool new stuff that we haven't done before necessarily.
Yeah. So exciting times ahead, always.
Yeah. I would hint at this 8-bit shirt that Tommy's wearing. If you like that, we're running out of those. We've got more coming. We also have other things related to this coming. Don't want to spoil any surprises yet, but some really, really cool artwork, not completely unlike what he's got on there now in the 8-bit powerlifter.
Wow, that's a very subtle way of putting it.
Yeah.
So now, should we talk about some lifting stuff?
Yeah, I think we could mention lifting now. Not too much, though. Can we, TD Smash is probably going to want to talk a little lifting.
Okay, maybe before we talk about that, maybe we should, do we have any podcast reviews we want to read, though?
Ooh.
Maybe that's
true.
Maybe
that's
more
true.
important.
That's true. Did we end, you probably don't remember. I think last time we ended with Jake the Snake.
Yep, I do remember for sure we read his. I don't know if it was the last one or not.
And I would say, as a general note, the podcast reviews keep on coming.
What's
you want to know the number? I have to even. check it out to get.
I was going to guess, and then I realized I don't even remember what it was.
I think last time we were at like 217.
Oh, it was 217. Wow.
217, 218. Now today we're at 223.
Oh, yeah.
Just kicking ass on the podcast reviews. Just fucking kicking ass.
At this rate, it's going to be a few months, and we'll have to think of what we're doing for 300
I know.
views, so.
That's other than just a bigger billboard.
And I will say it again. I want people to push us there because I want to know what we're going to do for 300 podcast reviews.
We'll do the next 3. I think 3 is a good number that keeps us rolling here. Okay, this first one is from El Preza de Kansas.
All right.
Yeah.
More state figures.
Top 1% of casted pods. These guys will hit you in the feels with their heartfelt, well-formulated sentences about things. More pods need to be casted in this manner. Lift large, the president of Kansas.
That's what we do.
Yep.
Use sentences some of the times.
We're great at sentences. Yeah. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe we're not, but we do know what sentences are.
You'd probably be surprised how not good we actually are.
Next one is from One Quarter Thor. Title is, it trails off, but I'm going to read what I think it is. How to get apple pies, keep apple pies, use your apple pies.
Yep.
This is the one and only podcast that will teach you how to get McDonald's apple pies, keep apple pies, and eat your apple pies. Rumor has it McDonald's apple pies sales have increased tenfold since they started teaching us how to get apple pies. I would love to sit down with these guys, talk about lifting, drink a steaming hot LaCroix, and enjoy a McDonald's apple pie. Keep doing your thing, guys. Apple pies.
I like warm apple pie.
Yep, and a cold room temperature LaCroix. Last one here today. This is from G.G. Baker. His title is The 10-Star Review.
Ooh, does that mean 2 5 stars? Or?
Well, you just wait.
Oh, okay.
Stole my wife's phone to leave a second 5-star review.
Ooh, yeah.
The perfect plan. Technically making this a 10-star review. That's all that needs to be said. Now I got to go pull my LaCroix out of the microwave. have a hashtag crispy summer.
Yeah, people latched onto the LaCroix's temperature in a hurry. I almost feel like that didn't exist a month ago.
Yeah, if you are in a hurry, the LaCroix in the microwave is a good substitute out of the oven.
Is it like a baby's bottle? You're not supposed to put it in the microwave. You're supposed to put it in warm water to heat up the insides first.
You know the best.
I would know firsthand. Yeah. I'm well on my way into the early stages of fatherhood.
Have you introduced? I think they say at like the 2-week mark, you want to start slowly introducing sparkling water into their.
Yeah, like it really helps that burping thing that babies do. Like if they don't do it enough, you just slowly add in the room temperature, steadily increase the temperature of the sparkling water.
Yeah. So by the time they're a toddler, they're prepared for a steaming hot LaCroix.
They know how to sip and really enjoy. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're working on that stuff. Just one day at a time.
And that's why this is the lifting podcast about nothing. That's one of the reasons why.
Just one of the many. Maybe we should talk about some lifting now. The first one. So there's 2 competitions this past weekend. One was a deadlift for max reps, and then the other one was a bench competition.
Right.
We're going to talk quite a bit about the bench competition later, so we'll put that on pause for just a second here.
Yeah.
The other one that got, from what I could tell, much less attention and hype and notoriety around it was was it 880 for reps?
Yeah, 400 kilos, which is 880 pounds.
And that was between
deadlift.
Yep. And it was between Jerry Pritchett and
Ronald Heinle.
Heinle, yes. And this was also through World Ultimate Strongman, right?
Yeah, the same one that's been doing all of these mini from the start of it at Thor's through. Well, even the bench press competition, right? Or they were behind that to some extent too. Yeah.
So this one did get overshadowed by the bench just because the bench was a much bigger event in general too.
Right.
And there was a big world record on the line, but I didn't see anything of this one. Yeah, I think you caught some of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it live, but I did catch the event's not very long. It was the 2 guys. I think they gave him like 1 minute and 15 seconds, which is a lot. It's funny on these events, and I know this from having organized a few strongman shows. You want to put these times. You want to put these times out there like 60-second time limit. It's like ain't nobody going for 60 seconds on like these. The time limits don't have to be that long, but that was the case. They didn't go for near even close to the time limit with getting any successful reps. But it was 880. Ronald won. He got 5. Jerry Pritchett got 4. Jerry tried for a 5th, couldn't get it. Heinle tried for a 6th, couldn't get it. So that's a lot. 880 pounds is a lot of weight, obviously.
Yep, no doubt.
I'm probably not alone when I would say that that's maybe a little bit less than number of reps than I would maybe expect those guys to get, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess my over-under, the number would have been higher than that.
Yeah. I think most people would say that.
Yeah, and I think they both have done more before.
I think so too.
I'm fairly certain Jerry's done more in a competition multiple times.
So a couple things here, though. They did them at the same time, but Ronald Heinle lives in, I don't know if he's from Estonia. We'll just say he's from Estonia. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I was going to say I don't think that's right. But, you keep talking.
Okay,
I'll figure this out.
Heinle, of course, we all know from Estonia, and Jerry Pritchett from Arizona. They did this.
Is that near Estonia?
Yeah, but that's part of the problem. They did this.
He is from Estonia. That's really, for some reason, I did not think he was from there.
Estonia has some sort of weird, strong history, physical strength history for their small country.
Could you pick out Estonia on a map?
It's usually the one that says
Eastern
Estonia.
Europe.
Yeah, that's what I would
Isn't
say. I actually couldn't really explain what any of those countries are in
that's where my geography really falls apart.
That's where everyone's geography falls apart. You're like, yeah, I mostly get like the Western Hemisphere, and then
I understand
Australia
most
as a
of the
continent,
states in America,
and then like China and Russia, and then probably Europe. You could point to most of them, but outside of that, it's like, I don't know. So my point being, though, that they competed across the globe. It was a way different time. It was later in the day for Heinle, and Jerry Pritchett had to do this at like 8 a.m.
Okay, all right, and this is also what confuses me is Estonia is like, yes, it is, I guess, probably considered Eastern Europe, but it's way up north, like by Finland, kind of.
Okay.
As a visual tanner, there you go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I would not have picked that spot.
Just south of Finland.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Some context there now.
Yeah.
Now we know where he's deadlifting at.
Yeah. So the time zone difference, it was a way different time of day. Jerry was deadlifting this at like 8 a.m, which, I don't think that's great for anyone. Most people aren't. That's not what they're choosing to do. I'm sure it's not.
Beat that Arizona heat, though.
That's true. I think they were inside, but but maybe not.
You never know.
But the thing to me, though, Jerry Pritchett did it on calibrated plates, and Ronald Heinle did it on bumpers extending to the end of the bar. Isn't that weird? I think they agreed on that before the event.
That is kind of a weird thing. That one I don't. I have a hard time making an excuse. It just seems like, why wouldn't you just make it the same? Like, is there not calibrated plates anywhere in Estonia?
Or if not, have Jerry use bumper plates too, or something. Like, I don't know. Isn't that weird?
Kind of. Like, is it the thing that could be the difference in a rep?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah. I think it could be. Like,
was there any type of like prize money on the line for this or anything?
I don't know. I don't know if there was or not. I don't know, but that's just really weird to me that they did it on like such drastically different plates.
Yeah. That's like the one thing for strength competitions that you can count on usually being the same as that.
Right. Especially on the
between
deadlift.
Direct competitors, the setup is typically.
But I'm starting to wonder if some of these remote competitions are like
really last minute things.
Well, yeah, and maybe that's like running its course to a certain extent. I don't know.
I could see that maybe.
Yeah.
Well, and then we're starting to talk about like, I'm not trying to be insulting, but real sports are coming back here soon too. So
right.
That'll be the big test. Is like once the NBA and the MLB
baseball is talking about
start
a short
get going
season.
here, maybe in the next few weeks. Like, will that be the end of these events? Like, will they be going on again or not?
Yes,
I'm not sure what's that going to look like, but
so we are going to talk more about the bench competition when TD's on, but I think it's worth mentioning a little bit about what we know about it before he even gets here, because we might not get to go over everything.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the whole thing. So you watched the Rogue live stream.
Yes.
I watched it on ESPN. I'm assuming it was probably the same thing. Yours had the two commentators, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it had
The guy with the Scottish accent. What's it like, Mark or Mike? I can never remember his name. Actually, I can't remember either guy's name.
well, the other
One's
guy
a
is
strongman.
the British strongman.
Yeah.
I know his name. I just can't. Laws. Laws.
Okay,
there you go.
I can't remember.
Yes. And then Jailhouse Strong guy who coaches TD Smash and Julius, and he coaches Swim Hack, I think, too. James too, doesn't he?
Probably.
I think so. And yeah, he does, and a whole bunch of other big benchers. He kind of did.
Was the the on-field commentator,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So the live stream. What did you like?
So the live stream, from a technical standpoint of like, was the camera in the right spot? Yeah, I think for the most part. I mean, there's like no platforms to jump between. It's basically like show the camera, show the commentators, or show the bench. Like that was it. It wasn't super exciting because it didn't give you any other angles. Like it was just the up high angle looking down.
I don't like the up high angle like that.
Yeah, I mean you can see what's going on, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the coolest angle either.
Right.
It kind of removes like all perspective
Yeah,
from
it
the
does.
bench. Like
It
so
does.
that makes things a little trickier. It really lets you see how big these guys are when they lay down. There's no doubt about that.
That's true.
But then it was constantly messing up whose name and their attempts. The Scottish guy didn't know anyone's name. He kept messing those up too. So that part was kind of like, yeah. Like,
And I get it because they're remote and they're watching a feed and stuff
well,
too.
and he's just reading the names on the thing, so you can't blame him completely because.
But the thing is, like, when it said Luke Knoll and
it was
Perseus is laying there,
Yeah.
I guess I know who both of those people are, but I could tell that it was Perseus and not Luke Knoll.
I know, yeah. I was kind of laughing at that part a little bit. Not to rag on him too hard. But
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sure that's not, like, there's a lot of moving parts for all that, especially, like, with this remote aspect to the whole thing.
Yes.
But the live stream was not very good, right? I mean, if you just had to like summarize it,
definitely could have been improved. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
I think if you're someone at ESPN, if you looked at it, you'd be like, no.
Let's at least get the C team on the next broadcast.
And like what the part that kind of sucked for me watching it is Julius benching the 800 was a pretty key element of this whole thing.
You would almost say that was the reason.
It was
for
all
this
built
thing.
around that, right? And like he came out and did it on his second attempt, which the announcers were not expecting that.
So
I could tell.
Yes, they weren't expecting that, and part of it, I'm sure, it's like who's relaying the message. It's probably hard for them to know that at all.
Right. But there was such a disconnect there when that was going on. I'm like, there should be like firework, there should be something going on here, and like you didn't even know if that was happening when it was happening or what. Well, because you had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, they were told he was passing on his second attempt and then just going to go for a third, and like you never see that in events. So
did you ever see his attempt? Like on my Rogue live stream, I didn't see
the second attempt. The misloaded one, or
I saw like it misloaded. And that it misloaded, and I didn't know what was happening, and then he got up, and like it went away to like a Rogue commercial or something.
So maybe,
and I never saw him attempt it even, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
I could be forgetting like the actual details, but yeah. So this is probably the biggest controversy of the entire thing is that the announcer is saying, yep, Julius is going to pass on his second attempt, save up his energy. He's not going to take a shot he's not going to try and take a shot at 800 twice. He's also not going to go between, what was his first attempt, like 720 or
722.
Yeah. They're also like, he's not going to take a jump in there because it's just tires you out so much.
And
it's
he came for 700.
Yeah. Or for 800.
Or 800, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then, they're saying he's going to pass. And then all of a sudden, last minute, they're getting to the end of the second flight. And, we guess he's going for it now. We guess he's doing it. And it's like, whoa, the world record attempt really slipped in there.
Yeah.
And he gets on the bench, and it was just like everyone was surprised, and I was too, watching it like, oh wow, okay, yeah, here we go. This is the real deal. And immediately when he takes it off, one arm is completely in a different position.
It's like it's gonna fall off the bench.
And
almost,
I'm like, I mean, it's possible his shoulder couldn't have been on right, but right away I'm thinking, that's not loaded right. Like you don't, a guy like his size
experience
and experience isn't just completely missing the way he's on the bench.
Right.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. So that was immediately my first thought is, yep, they have this misloaded. And Then very quickly they take the bar back on. There looks like there's some confusion, and then yep, sure enough, the announcers say, it appears to have been misloaded. They missed one of the 55-pound plates, which that will definitely throw you off on the bench. Not having a 55 on one side. And right away in my head, I thought, there goes the world record, the chance of the world record ever happening.
Yeah.
Because
that's really hard. If you're anyone, regardless, it's even harder if you're the strongest bencher in the world going for a number that's way like this enormous number. But for anyone, if you're coming out for like your max attempt and they unload it to you and it's all screwed up and you fall over to the side, like to come back from that when something's going to be that much of a challenge anyways is
that's just really, really hard to do.
Right.
And, unfortunately he didn't come back from it. Right. I thought maybe for a second he was gonna get it, but with that, you get super hyped. This whole thing, you get this curveball thrown your way, and then it's not like you have a full 15, 20 minutes back through the flight.
No, how excited he had to have gotten, the arousal level he was at, and then to be like, shit.
Yep, and then the confusion you go through and trying to figure out what to do, and then what am I supposed to do going forward?
And then be like, okay, never mind, get all excited again.
Yeah, I have 3 minutes to get hyped up again. It's like, that's not how that works. Like, you've been kind of in your mind hyping yourself up for the past how many months? Like, this has been a slow build.
Yeah.
Just to have it almost like drop out. And
it was really disappointing the way that played out. That sucks.
And it is super unfortunate that it happened that way, because that should be the one thing that should never, ever, ever, ever happen at an event like that. Is the bar's misloaded. Like, can you imagine if they misloaded Thor's attempt? It's like,
it would be pretty crazy.
Someone
right?
would be like, there was one thing that's
what's that? You had one job.
It shouldn't be. It should be like there should be like 4 guys that you could just say you have one job, and your job is to only count the number of reds. Because I will admit it can be hard. That many reds. That's not easy to track.
You don't visually. It might not look that much different with that many reds.
Like there should be multiple guys going up there calling it out between it, and
I feel bad for that guy though too.
Whoever that was, I don't even know if there was a guy.
Yeah, right.
Maybe normally, I don't know how the specifics of it, but maybe normally that's the head ref's job to. I don't even think it's the head ref's job to double check that. They have so much other stuff going on.
Right.
But it's just one of those that really should have been more people on it.
Yeah.
It sucks that it came to that, but
I kind of feel like he might have gotten it had that not happened. You
really wonder. And that's the thing that sucks. Is there's that what if. Because in sports, every so often in sports, there's that what if moment.
Yeah.
And that was one of those,
Right.
But otherwise, on the day, there was a lot of big benches. No doubt about that. TD Smash, who we have coming up here, had a pretty solid day.
Yeah, he missed his
third
attempt.
Right? Yeah. But he did. Did he go for 700 on his third? I don't even remember now.
I think he went for like 716.
Okay.
But
So he did bench 700 though, didn't he?
I don't know what he did, if he did that on his second or not. He has benched 700 before already, so he had hit that before. I think his plan going into the day was probably 740. So he probably wasn't feeling that, obviously. And we'll find this out from him, but I think he, on the 30, went for like 716 or something like that. And I think the reason for that number probably would be that it would have moved him up a place on the
position, and
on the
that makes
all-time
sense
list.
too.
Yeah. If he's saying, I don't feel 740, let's go for this, and it gets me, another name higher on the list of all-time benchers. I think we can ask him that. But
Yep. And then, third attempts weren't really the best for anyone.
did anyone hit their third attempt?
What's the guy that went for the lightest? What was it? The lightest at?
Harris.
Yes.
Johnny.
Yes, he hit his third attempt.
No, he got red lights.
Oh, he did?
705. His
and that
butt
was
came up.
obvious-
See, I thought he got it too.
Okay,
but then I followed it on.
Yeah,
No.
it never showed the lights, so I didn't catch that part. Oh,
Yeah, he made the lift, but he got 2 reds for butt coming up. So even there, perfect example. You did not.
Okay.
You watched it. Did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I found that out later, and I was like, oh, I thought he got that lift.
Wow. Okay, I was gonna say he had an awesome day, but he
He's
still had an awesome day.
He is a muscular man.
Oh God, yeah. He is built a different type of way.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Perseus didn't quite get his 600 either.
He was really close.
Yeah, I
on
was really
that.
hoping for that too.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Les on the live stream. I mean, cool to see Perseus, but then it's cool to see Les too, giving him the handoff. So always fun when you see some people up there.
Yes.
Well, should we read some ads and then get into this in-depth convo?
I think we should.
Today's show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large sets the new standard for customer service within the strength world. Get email responses in hours, not days. They now have live website chat support available during the weekdays, so you can get advice from a real powerlifter with actual platform experience. The Lifting Large team wants to help you achieve new PRs in the gym and on the competition stage. When you're ready to try single ply and make your way to the dark side, give them a call. Lifting Large is home to the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and it's always in stock and always ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using discount code MASS20 at checkout. That's MASS20 to save 20% on all Lifting Large branded items. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge, DOTCOM. Quick thing, Tanner. I laughed. Someone wrote that. Did they say Massenomics is the Ground Lock deadlift slipper podcast?
That was Brandon Amos, I think. So
I really liked it. That was really funny. The Massenomics podcast is also brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Spud Inc. neck harness. Don't neglect your neck. You can't be a meathead with a pencil neck, so check out the Spud Inc. neck harness today. Their industrial strength Velcro will hold up for years to come, even with the sweatiest of foreheads using it. Whether you need a strong neck for your sport or you just want a freaky strong neck, the Spud Inc. neck harness can get you there. It's extremely durable, and it is fully adjustable through their industrial strength Velcro. And this is the strongest, most comfortable neck trainer out there. Perform traditional neck exercises by attaching the harness to a plate, or get creative with bands, sleds, and anything else you can think of. Check out the Spud Inc. neck harness online at spud-inc-straps.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Capps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, international, Massenomics, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. And this episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. If you've been training without a coach and have been looking for a competitive edge, remember to check out hybridperformancemethod.com. Hybrid has 15 different strength and fitness programs covering everything from powerlifting and strongman to gymnastics and general fitness, all included in one training membership. That's not all. Hybrid also offers one-on-one personalized nutrition coaching that uses lifestyle habits and a flexible approach to shape your nutrition plan around your current lifestyle, instead of turning your lifestyle upside down in order to support unsustainable habits that only work in the short run the way most programs do. If you're ready to take your training, nutrition, or both to the next level, use code MASS in all caps, that's MASS, for 5% off membership to all programs for the life of your membership. Thank you to our sponsors.
All right, should we get Big TD Smash on the horn?
Someone that knows something a little bit more than us.
Yeah. Knows something about something.
Hello.
Big TD Smash, you are on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy. How's it going?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good. We're excited to have you on here. Got to start out right away. The big meet was this weekend, and I think everyone wants to hear about it and how it went. Just curious to get your take on how things went down and what you took away from it.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, it was probably the biggest meet I've done so far. So, I mean, there was a lot of nerves, but I mean, we prepared for it. I only had like 8 weeks to prepare for it because it was such short notice for me. And I'm like, whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to be on TV?
Yeah, that's right.
When they told me ESPN was involved, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
So I get my 8 weeks of prep in. I'm feeling great, and I was surprised at how well I did as far as prep. We get there. the day of, man, and it was like 100+ degrees in that gym, like the whole time, because we had people that were in there, and we got a lot of heavyweights in there that are warming up, and it just gets hot when we're in there anyway.
Yep.
So not including the people, being around us. So I was cramping up from the get-go, but at the same time, I was able to hydrate and, do my thing. And we were given the wrong start time because, being on TV, you gotta, be courteous of commercials and whatnot.
Right.
So we were supposed to start at like 12:18, and I'm in like some back room in the gym, because this is the gym I go to, so I kind of know where all the cool spots are at. And I'm in the back just chilling, and all of a sudden I hear my wife call my name, like, Thomas. And I'm like,
We lose him?
Oh. TD smash you there. Well,
Technical difficulty.
it's still rolling here. Oh, gonna have to try to call him back here quick. Maybe we have to cut this part out. If this goes on very long, we can just cut a little bit out here.
hello?
Oh, we lost you there for a second.
I was getting into the story. I'm like, I'm not talking to myself.
No, it just cut out when you said your wife was coming to you were just chilling in the back and she was coming to yell at you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So my bad. Sorry about that. So my wife called my name. I'm like, oh crap! Like, what's going on here? Like, is something on? And I'm not towards she and I see that my name's on the board, and it's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds left on the clock. So I run to the platform like the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
My attempt, and I was like, now I'm putting my wrist straps on, so I'm like, screw it. I threw the wrist straps down. I got on the bench. I did 671, which was my opener, smoked it. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm open, and then all of a sudden, she had red lights. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I just really, got my false was decent, because, I was not getting SPF for most of my career, so I knew I had to be strict anyway. So I was kind of like, what's going on? And they said my book came up, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't think it did, but I would just tighten up a little bit more. So I tighten up a little more, get down a second, smoke it. I smoked the same weight again, 671, and they called me for the same thing. And at that point, I asked, because I'm like, all right, I'm already hot, irritated. Things aren't going my way right now. I had to run out to my first attempt without knowing my time, and now you guys are saying that my butt's up on the bucket bench. That never happened to me. Like, I was cut that habit out years ago. So from the time this was weird, and I seen footage from like 4 or 5 different people, and my butt didn't come up. See, this is the thing. This PA, they were discriminating against me because I ain't got no butt. And it's hereditary. I get that from my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
So, but when you're matching correctly and you're using leg drive, you do clinch your butt.
Yep.
So I do make sure I do have some type of contact, but how from my feet are back, I make sure that my butt can't come off the bench.
Yep.
So I think it's just ignorance, my build, because I don't have no butt. It's how my body is, man. That's why I'm going to say it's like 10 weeks so I can work on my butt. So this won't happen no more. But it's just, it's kind of judges ignorance. I think that they can see that my butt's still having contact on the bench. And once I got my second, bad lift, I'm like, I didn't really care. We go out for my third, which was supposed to be my second, which was 7:16. And once I got there, man, I didn't really have much to go. I was dehydrated. I was pissed, and even with that, I hacked down bench super loose, and I still was able to pop it up halfway, and even effortlessly almost locked it out. At the end of the day, I learned that I am going to have to work on getting a bigger butt, because that screwed me up. Like, cause I don't know how judges nothing like that, but at the same time, it's like you got to really make sure you're watching that person and watching that person's body type.
Right.
So I'm kind of over at this point. But I think I let you on ESPN, and you know, my wife was happy and proud of me, and my mom was proud of me, and my city's proud of me. So I
Yeah. So I know. Were they judging it that strictly on the butt on the bench thing on a multiple people? Because it was hard to tell on the live stream what was going on, but I know that Johnny's bench, he had 705. He got reds on that for his butt coming off too, right?
He got reds. Perseus got reds. There's, I think, a couple other people that got reds too. But I mean, and this is my thing too. And not to run my mouth or anything, but I think they wanted to prove a point as long that they are USPA at their quote unquote the strictest federation bound. But at the same time, like you don't need to go strict, and you need to. I mean, you can be strict all you want at the time, but you don't need to make examples out of people either.
Right.
Yeah, that's surprising. I mean,
if you're unsure about it.
Yeah, if you would have said you'd see one bench like get called for a butt off, I'd be like maybe one, but multiple in a meet, like with guys like that,
right? Yeah, especially you guys that are the best, a lot of the best bench pressers in the world. Like, I don't think your butt's coming off the bench is all that. It doesn't seem like it's that common of a thing. I don't. That's not a. Just don't see that.
That's why. I mean, that's not the way I do because I want my butt to come off the bench, and I want to get maximum drive with driving maximum, power behind it. So, and I want a great form. So, for that to happen, it's kind of stupid. But then again, you come about the argument of, well, if that's the case, then why don't we start using fat pads and meats, which could help. Yes, but then again, I've been using that same bench that we use in competition, and butt has been coming up. Only time my butt really comes up is if my feet are sliding forward and I do something funky weird, which doesn't really happen. So
yeah,
I don't know. I let it go, and I was mad about it. And I got drunk the night of after, and I didn't care after. So
yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. From just me listening now, I watched the live stream and I couldn't tell that that's even what happened until you're saying it right now.
Everything you're saying, I didn't even know any of that was going down. You're oblivious to all of it.
See, like to us watching on there, I thought you got those lifts. Like that's kind of the tough part with the live stream. And I know the announcers being in different locations and stuff is, it was hard for them to necessarily tell what was actually going on there at the time. But,
right.
That it stinks because it being on ESPN and powerlifting and having you guys on there, benching the big weights is a really cool thing. But it seems like they maybe dropped the ball a little bit on some of that stuff too, because like they didn't quite
dropped the ball a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I don't mean to, be that way, but I mean, nobody really knows unless you talk to me and you were there or what happened with me. Because everybody was really concerned about the misload, which was
right.
I mean, how are you going to misload the main event?
It's kind of a big deal.
You got 4 national judges. I'm not even talking about men weighting, and they come because they're just there for the show. And I'm glad that they are there. I love both those guys definitely, but you got 4 national judges. And you guys couldn't load the main reason why we're there. You couldn't load that weight correctly. Like, that's kind of stupid. And like I said, I get it. Like, it was 100+ degrees in there. People were dehydrated. There's the 2 spotters motors. I mean, granted, I know those guys to death, and I know they wouldn't, purposely do that. And so I've seen comments. People are like, "Oh, they were racist," or I've seen it all. And the 2 guys, I love them to death, the brothers, and I know they would purposely do that. But at the same time, that was part of the job that, you have to look at from the actual standpoint. The head judge is a supervisor. So regardless of the fact his or her job is to check that weight, regardless of what happened. So
right.
When it comes to it, it is on the judge's fault,
Yep.
So
and like you said, I mean, this event was almost built around this 800-pound bench press attempt. If they would have misloaded Thor's deadlift attempt, it seems crazy to think that would have happened. It doesn't it's like, no, they're not going to misload his 501 kilogram deadlift attempt. Like, and I would put this 800 bench in that same category of like, no, they can't, they're not going to misload that. They're going to look at it 10 times. And, it's It's what the whole thing's for. You're part of it, you know?
Yeah, that's the truth, man. But apparently that didn't happen for Julius. And then at the same time, you know, he had a good pop at it a minute after, you know, like, and I think if he had that slow, I think he would have smoked it. Just from seeing what, you know, he's been able to do. Like he came up a few days early, like, because he stays with me when he comes up here to train with me. So, like, he was here, he was eating well, getting well, sleeping well. He was ready for it. I know in my heart he was ready for it. But I mean, you know, just I can't say too much, but stay tuned because it's going to come back really
good.
Yeah, I like hearing that.
Yeah. So how about for you? You know, am I right? Are you 6th on the all-time list right now? Then for all-time bench list?
I'm 6, man.
Yep.
I'm 6.
So that 716. Did you take that number then? Would that have moved you up a spot? Is that why 716?
Yeah, that would have moved me up. But the goal for us was 750. But like I said, man, I even if I didn't have those calls, I don't know physically if I would have been able to have done that because I was just so dehydrated. I was so hot.
Yeah.
Like it was just, it's too hot. I mean, I'm 400+ pounds, and like it's not like that's going to affect you.
Yeah,
so,
right,
for sure.
If you look at the meat, like nobody hit their third.
Yeah.
So
right.
You know, like I mean, we thought that were close. You know, Percy or something to the 600, which is crazy.
Yeah, he was
like,
right there.
Just, you know, he was right there, and it's like, you know, him being a triple threat guy, and then he'll do 600. Like, I mean, like, come on, like, that's crazy. But I mean, it goes to show, like, his conditioning, you know, he's different because he's not as heavy as, you know, me and Julius are. So, you know, he was still withstand, but like for us, like, man, being that hot, I don't think I would have had my 740 then. But physically, if it wasn't so hot, I definitely would have had that 740. So I mean, I'm not tripping about it.
And that would
cry about it. So.
Yeah, that 740 would put you in 2nd all time, right?
That would make me number 2. My big brother Julius.
Right on. that would be pretty cool. I would say not if, but when that's the case. If you guys are in 1 and 2, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we're buttercream buff, man. So we stick together. I just gotta catch up to him. So
yeah.
Right now, I talked to my coach, who's Josh Bryan, and you know, I told him, I said, I'm gonna just bodybuild for a little while and just work on getting some mass. Like I'm actually serious about like getting mass on my lower end and just getting bigger, a little bit more conditioned, and then from there go ahead and find a meet and just smoke everything. I might do a full meet before the year's over. I'm not sure.
Yep.
You know, but something.
Yep. Awesome. And so the meet might not have gone perfectly the way you want it, but on a positive note, you did just face off against Dave Thomas recently in Massenomics Versus, and I think you beat him pretty handily in that matchup.
You know what, man? Every time I eat over there, man, I think that's my card, and I'm just like, you know what? Before I leave the parking lot, the Baconator has to be done. So I have to eat Baconator before I drive off, man. Yep. You guys now.
There's something about that Baconator. It's just, it's like the perfect sandwich.
The perfect bacon beef ratio.
Yeah, and it really is. And you know what? I don't sound too fat. I mean, I'm 400+ pounds. But I heard that the breakfast Baconator is fire, too. I haven't
breakfast
had it
Baconator.
yet.
Okay. I haven't had that before either.
Yeah, something to think about.
We'll have to put that.
They got breakfast now, man.
Yeah, I haven't had it yet. It's pretty new.
We do quite a bit of reviewing of fast food joints and fast food desserts on our show, actually. So this actually fits in pretty good. The one we talk about quite a bit is the McDonald's apple pie. Are you a fan of the McDonald's apple pie?
Okay, see, now you touching the subject because I do like McDonald's pies. Apple pie is a classic. Give it 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, depending on what McDonald's you go to.
Yep.
Sometimes you get it cold. But I am a big fan of the holiday pies.
See, we've heard that a little bit too. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, I've eaten. I think I've eaten I've ate 10 in one sitting just because I love them so much.
Okay, that's a pretty good review.
Down, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't play around when it comes to holiday fights, man. Like that's a known thing. I got people in my hometown, they know I love them. So like I'll pick up and I'll have like some holiday pies at my door. You know, if somebody's bringing holiday pies, and they know. Like I have an obsession.
Damn, yeah. See, I didn't even know holiday pies were a thing until like a month ago.
Yeah.
So now I'm like excited for the holidays.
Yeah.
With this holiday pie.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, fast forward to December because they are something, man. They're like crack, bro. I can't get enough.
Well,
awesome.
We'll have to make a note to check in with you this holiday season and see how the holiday pies are again.
Yeah.
Oh man, just hey, look, down. You just tell me when. I'll probably be eating all that when we're talking.
So, Tommy, I don't know if you got any more questions, but I did want to ask you, TD, about playing our overrated, underrated game. It's a little thing we do on each episode of the podcast where we ask you a series of topics here, and we kind of design some special TD specific topics here for over under. There's 4 of them, and you've got to decide whether it's overrated or underrated. You can't ride the fence in between. You got to pick whether it's overrated or underrated, and you can explain it as much as you want to. So if you're ready, ready to play, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay.
Man, I'm Donkey Kong. Let's do it.
All right. Topic number 1: overrated or underrated bib overalls.
Oh, underrated all day. Underrated.
So where did that look come from? What made you decide to go with the overalls?
I've always loved overalls, man. Like I don't know if it's just an Indiana thing or what, but I love overalls. So like I'm comfortable in them. You know what I'm saying? And they're just me, man. I'm a big old black dude. I love all this music. You may hear me listen to some bluegrass. You may listen to some country music. Like you never know what you hear from me. So you know, any given day, man, I wear my overalls, man. And they got all types of pockets, and I mean, I just look good in overalls, so I love them.
Awesome. And there, we were talking earlier. There is something about those pictures with you and Julius in the overalls when you're standing like you got like Eddie Cohn or Jay Cutler or someone in between you. It's like those are just like the perfect pictures. Yeah. Okay. Next topic: overrated or underrated? Bench only, competing in bench only. Because we asked this because we know you also have put together a pretty serious full power total before. So, but the topic here is bench only.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it's underrated. And the reason why I said underrated is because I know a lot of guys, they go straight into full power, which is cool. But if you think about it, bench is the most complicated lift out of the 3. It's the one that people feel out the most, and the one that you're gonna, get flagged for the most things. It's the most awkward lift. So if you think about it, we were used to squatting. That's a natural thing. Picking something up off the floor, it's natural. But to lay down on your back and pushing something up is most unnatural out of the 3. And I think if people learn the discipline of that, and then go to full power, they become more successful. If you look at, I'm trying to toot on, but I've done decent at the full beat, but my guy, so I love to death, Swinneck, James Strickland.
Yep.
I mean, look at him. He was a bench only guy, and like, look at what he's able to do full power.
Yep.
Like, he's a boss, man.
He's a beast.
Because his discipline with the bench only made him a better squatter and a deadlifter because he's disciplined. So I think it's underrated. That's my argument.
Yeah, James listens to the show, so he's going to be pretty happy to hear you say that, I think, too.
That's my boy.
Yeah. And I would say you guys, you, Johnny, Swim Hack, Julius, of course.
Johnny too, bro.
Right. You guys have made it a lot cool. It just is way more exciting now too than maybe it has been in the past too. Like with all these huge numbers, that just makes it fun to watch. Like the numbers alone make it really cool too.
Oh yeah, man. Numbers are going up in all 3. It's crazy. Come on, like Smalls pulling 970. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his deadlifting's ridiculous.
Like, bro, he's 1,000 underneath. He's
Do we still got you?
Oh, I think you cut out for a second. Can you hear us? Can you hear us still?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep,
We
I
got
think we're good now.
Okay.
Okay, so next one.
Great.
Overrated or underrated? The IPF.
Oh man, this is hard.
Yeah, and we know for anyone that doesn't know, you recently you were IPF, competed at IPF Worlds multiple times. I know. So you recently came from there, made that transition.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It is hard, man. Why you put me on the spot? I say overall, TF is overrated, but they do have qualities to them. Like I said, I learned my form, and I learned to be disciplined because of IPF. There are things that they do that seem to be unnecessary, and they've thrown athletes on the bus in order to save their own, name. And they're really, I don't really think they're for the lifter as much as other federations are. I mean, they claim to be, but I mean, it's only for a select few. And it's the top people that they always talk about, and it's this and that. And, I'm not hating nothing like that, but at the same time, I got fined for taking blood pressure medication when I won my first world title. And I mean, they sent a fine to the USAPL that it was supposed to be for them to pay, and then USAPL gave me I had to pay $800 within 30 days. Just
annoying.
to take blood pressure medication.
Yeah,
it was annoying, man. And I mean, they threw me under the bus. And, sorry, I wanted to live, but I didn't want to die. And I take my blood pressure medication. But then again, there are good things about them. But for the most part, they're overrated.
Okay. All right. Last one. We saved probably the most important one for last here. Overrated or underrated TikTok?
Overrated. For sure. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I like TikTok. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, Instagram is my thing, so I think Instagram is cool. I mean, and TikTok, you really get yourself to absolutely nothing. You get like cool out of like doing a stupid test. Like, don't get me wrong, I do stupid. I just did one like this weekend, but that's not my life. But I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. TikTok is fun, but it's overrated for sure.
Okay. All right. Right on. That was the game, and good news, you passed.
Yep, you did it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate having you on.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you. We'd like to get you on in the future, and we'll be excited to keep watching you go after that 740 and everything else you decide to do after that.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, right on. We appreciate it. We'll catch up with you another time.
Thank you.
All right, sounds good. Yep.
All right, see ya.
Later. Well, there he is.
That was the man.
Mr. TD Smash himself.
Yep.
So I guess we got a lot more perspective on how that day went. Things that we had no idea about.
Yeah, even more that we didn't understand. That I didn't know none of his lifts passed. I didn't know he got red lighted for his.
I didn't. I thought watching it, I was like, he might have on his first one, but I couldn't tell for sure. And I thought for sure he got his second one.
See, and I hadn't even followed that he took the same weight twice then either.
I didn't. It just goes to show, I guess it's even worse than what we were saying.
Yeah,
earlier.
right. Yeah,
and also the fact that it was like 100 degrees in that gym too. Not ideal competing. Conditions.
And it did seem like a lot of people got red lighted for their butts coming off of the bench, which does seem a little surprising that these guys at this caliber that would be the call being made.
Something you don't see very often.
No,
like more than one is something you don't see very often, let alone like multiple ones. The majority of I think almost 50% of the people in their third attempts got
red lights. Yeah. Huh.
Unusual.
Yeah.
But he was a good sport about it. And
yes.
I have no doubt that he still has a very good window to hit and break records.
Right. And I bet that's why it's, he's annoyed by it or it ticks him off a little bit, but it's not the end of the world for him because it's not the last time he's ever going to get to compete and try to put that big bench up there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about how there was this debate with Julius's, what was it, like his 7...
just 40 probably.
Oh, was that what-
yeah, because
that
it
what
was
maybe?
just barely breaking the record,
and
which
people
was
weren't
7.
sure.
Yeah.
People were kind of throwing a fit
Right.
because
And
they
now
didn't
it's
know if he
like,
got it. And it's like,
that's
well,
a forgotten thing at this
shattered
point.
That. Yeah,
Right.
it wasn't even it's not even a topic anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
Cool. Well,
Yeah, good stuff.
inside scoop.
That's the scoop.
Someone had something to talk about for once.
Yeah. You guys got to finally hear something other than just us blathering on back and forth. He cut out a couple times there. I don't think that was any technical difficulties on our end. I think it was maybe his connection.
Yeah, I
on
think
him
there's just some bad reception.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you were listening to this, you might have heard a strange chop or edit in there, but we tried to clean it up a little bit.
Okay. Should we hear from our sponsors again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The show is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Use code MASS in all caps for 5% off any training or nutrition membership for the life of your membership. Visit hybridperformancemethod.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code MASS20 at checkout. And this episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been set and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. Great sponsors.
The best sponsors.
Hella good sponsors. To keep the bench thing rolling, we are in talks right now with Big Julius. We might have him on next week even, so we can keep this
bench train rolling.
Yeah. And then maybe we'll get Swim Hack back on again sometime and
to offer some more perspective.
Yeah, all these big benchers.
Show you how to get a bench, use a bench, keep your bench.
Yeah. The 3 important things. Is there anything else that we've got today, or I'd hate to forget something. I guess
we
we'll be
could
back next
easily
week.
keep going on,
Right.
but we got to shut it down at some point. So
That's true.
Probably about it.
That's
this
true.
week.
Okay, so you can like us on Facebook, of course. Anyone that's wanting their picture with the billboard, you've still got until the end of June here. There's just people here today.
Is that actually the day that it's going down?
I don't know.
Okay.
I suppose it depends on
It
if.
seemed like it went really fast.
I know. I knew that even when it went up on June 1st, I was like, I want to savor every day with it because
Yeah.
I know it's gonna go by fast, and
We'll have the first ever Massenomics party festival underneath it. Everyone can bring
Yes.
a tent and we'll all camp and drink beer underneath the Massenomics billboard.
It's safe to say this probably can't be the last billboard we ever have.
I don't think so.
It's been great.
It
But people
has.
have been making the pilgrimage to get their picture taken with it, and don't miss out. You still have a chance.
Yep.
I did say, too, if you're from out of state and you come to get your picture with it and you share that, we'll give you a free shirt.
Maybe let you lift at the gym too.
Yeah, yes. If it's a good picture, you can also lift a free day pass at the gym.
Yeah. Can't
We
give
have
away
those
too
things.
much, you
Yeah.
know?
You can make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. The supporting membership for the
Yes.
podcast is still out there. We have had some more people signing up for that lately, and that's growing, which is really cool to see that.
Yep. Apple pie level's getting used
The
because everyone
apple
loves
pie?
those apple pies.
Yeah, the apple pie levels
And,
getting used.
the rich are still throwing their money around. There
There's
are
still
a few,
new
lift short members out
Lift
there
short
too.
members coming in. Some of the strongest people in the world are Massenomics podcast supporting members.
If you saw the list,
Yeah.
you would be surprised.
Yes, there are some of the strongest people in the world are supporting members. It's a joke, but it's also true.
Yep.
That's about it. Tommy, where do they find you?
Find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can find me at Tanner_Baird. More importantly, follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.
Later.